Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're tackling something pretty much every traveler or international student runs into at some point: how to actually order food with confidence. I mean, it's literally a survival skill, right? But let's be real for a second, it can be totally intimidating when you're not using your native language.
So let me just ask you, have you ever tried ordering food in English? And honestly, if just thinking about it makes your palms sweat a little bit, you're completely normal. Speaking to a waiter in a second language, it can feel incredibly scary. You know, you're worrying about mispronouncing something or misreading the menu or just totally freezing up when they ask you a simple question.
But here is the absolute secret. You really don't need difficult words. Okay, let's dive into this. The truth is, most restaurant conversations just rely on simple, polite English. It's like a highly predictable script. If you just know the basic structure of that script, you can handle pretty much any dining situation. No advanced vocabulary required whatsoever.
To master this, we're going to break the whole process down step by step. So, our agenda today is 1. Arriving and seating, 2. Decoding the menu, 3. Placing your order, 4. Paying and tipping, and 5. A quick test your knowledge section. To really bring this to life, we're going to follow a character named Anna on a little cinematic journey to a spot called the Sunny Cafe.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Arriving and Seating. Welcome to Sunny Cafe. Picture the scene for a second. It's a sunny Saturday afternoon, and Anna walks into this bright, welcoming cafe. There's some soft music playing, people are just quietly chatting. It's that classic moment of truth when you first walk through the door, right? And immediately, she's greeted by someone totally crucial to our story, a waitress. Now, obviously, that's the person who serves food in a restaurant. This smiling waitress greets Anna right at the entrance, which instantly sets a nice, warm tone for the whole interaction.
Anna smiles back and uses this basically perfect, simple arrival expression. "I'd like a table for one, please." It's polite, it's direct, and it tells the waitress exactly what she needs to know right away. The waitress then happily guides her to a great little table near the window. By the way, if you're with a friend, you just swap that out and say a table for two. Or, if you called ahead to book a table, you'd simply let them know you have a reservation.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, Decoding the menu, finding delicious choices. So Anna is seated now. She's watching people walk by outside with their shopping bags, just enjoying the weather. And the waitress comes back to her table. And this brings us to the menu. Basically, it's just a list of the food and drinks available. Now, if the waiter doesn't hand it to you right away, which happens, you can confidently just ask, "Could I see the menu, please?" But once you actually open it, well, that's when you face what is often the most intimidating part of the whole shebang: actually making your choices.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can take that overwhelming list and just break it down into 3 logical chunks. Your standard meal structure usually includes an appetizer, a main course, and dessert. An appetizer is just a small dish before the main event, and Anna goes for this amazing-smelling tomato soup. The main course is, of course, the big event. Anna chooses some perfectly cooked grilled chicken with really fresh, colorful vegetables. And finally, dessert. That's the sweet food after the meal. Anna actually decides to skip the sweets today, but she does plan to grab a coffee later. Honestly, just understanding this basic 3-part structure will help you navigate pretty much any menu in the world.
And while you're scanning that menu, it is absolutely crucial to know a few key describing words. I'm talking about words like delicious, spicy, vegetarian, or even how you want your meat cooked, like medium or well done. Think of these words as your toolkit. They let you ask important questions like, "Is this spicy?" or "Do you have any vegetarian dishes?" way before you actually commit to ordering anything.
Which naturally brings us to Section 3, Placing Your Order, Simple Conversations.
All right, we are officially at the climax of the visit now. This is the actual conversational back and forth of requesting your food. And you know what? It generally follows a super simple 3-step flow. Step 1, the waitress walks up and asks, "Are you ready to order?" Step 2, you reply using the absolute magic phrase, "I'll have the," and then just name your food. Step 3, the waitress will usually follow up by asking what you'd like to drink. Anna executes this flawlessly. She says, "I'll have the grilled chicken with vegetables." And when they ask about a drink, she goes, "I'll have a glass of orange juice, please." Honestly, it's like a perfectly choreographed, polite little dance.
But wait, what if you want to add something extra? Anna simply says, "I'd also like a bowl of tomato soup." Just notice how casually she tosses her appetizer into the mix there. She doesn't need to use complex grammar at all. She just leans on that incredibly versatile, super polite phrase, "I'd like."
So once the food arrives and you actually start eating, the waiter is usually going to pop over to check in on you. The absolute perfect response? Everything is delicious. Anna says this as she's happily enjoying every single bite. And fun little side note, while she's eating, she actually notices some pretty excellent service happening nearby. A little boy at the next table accidentally drops his spoon, and the waiter is right there, quick as a flash with a clean one. It's just a really nice reminder that restaurant staff, they're there to help you have a great time, not to judge your English.
Okay, let's transition over to Section 4, paying and tipping, finishing the meal.
This is kinda the falling action of our story. Anna actually declines dessert because she's feeling pretty stuffed by this point, but she does order that cup of coffee. She drinks it slowly, reading her book, just soaking up the peaceful afternoon vibe. But now she's finally ready to head out. To politely initiate that exit, you really need this essential phrase. Could we have the bill, please? It's basically the universal signal to the waitress that you're totally finished and ready to pay up.
And actually, asking for that bill brilliantly illustrates a super common point of confusion for so many English learners. Because the word for that little piece of paper showing what you owe, it literally changes depending on where you are in the world. In the UK, they call it the bill. But over in the US, they call it the check. They mean the exact same thing, so just use whichever one fits the country you happen to be visiting.
Now, the actual mechanics of paying are super straightforward. Anna just taps her debit card to pay the total. She asks for a receipt, which is just that printed paper showing what you paid, good for your own records. And, very importantly, she leaves a tip. That's just a little extra money you leave for the waitress to say, hey, thanks for the great service. She leaves feeling totally happy and even tells the waitress she's definitely going to come back.
All right, let's wrap things up with Section 5, test your knowledge. Just a quick review.
So, let's see how much of this basic structure you guys actually absorbed. Think back to the end of our little story here. What did Anna learn from this whole experience? Was it A, ordering food in English is basically impossible, B, simple English is enough to order food confidently, or C, she just really doesn't like restaurants? Well, if you guessed B, you hit the nail on the head. The core realization here is that simple, polite phrases are truly all you need.
Just to quickly summarize our main takeaways from today's explainer, first off, rely heavily on simple, polite phrases like I'd like and I'll have. Second, get to know that standard menu structure, appetizer, main course, dessert. Third, practice that conversational ordering flow we just mapped out. And lastly, know how to ask to pay using either bill or check. Honestly, my biggest piece of advice, practice reading these phrases out loud. Start out slow, and then just speed it up a bit until it feels completely natural to you.
As our source material really wonderfully reminds us with this quote, small steps every day lead to big improvements. Seriously, do not try to memorize the entire English dictionary before you go out to eat. There's no need. Just practice these few polite phrases every day. It's that tiny bit of daily practice that actually builds real, lasting confidence.
So, I'm going to leave you with a fun question to chew on. What are you going to order on your very next trip abroad? Start visualizing it right now. Practice your phrases, and I promise you're going to be totally ready for a delicious, completely stress-free experience. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, guys, and I will catch you next time.